right, thank you, Judy. Thank you. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see me. If you can't, let me know. Okay, I think my head's chopped off, but I'm not what's important. This is what's important. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit about the Spiralizer and then how to incorporate the Ultra Pro into potato tornado twist. Okay, so we know when we go to a county fair, they might have something fun like this, but it might be fried, and fried is not good for the belly, right? Especially if you are gluten tolerant, you can be having all that oil and that flour and stuff like that. So what we're gonna do is I'm first gonna show you how the Spiralizer works. This is your Spiralizer housing, and you guys all know that the base system comes with the grater, the Spiralizer, the mincer, and so once you own a base, you can attach all the different attachments on the top. So you're going to have your base first, and I'll show you this. Well, I'll show you after I get the Spiralizer put together. The way that you put your Spiralizer together is this little contraption here is going to go right through your housing. Okay, it's just going to slide right in. And then your handle is going to screw back into the housing piece, and that's going to keep it from, coming apart. And then you're going to take your housing of your Spiralizer and slide it right onto the base. And then what's going to happen is when you lock this base, this little twist right here, when you turn that, I can get it to turn. When you turn this, it's going to lock it. If I'm pulling on it really hard, you can see my muscle. I have no muscle. I'm pulling on it, it's gonna not move, okay? It's gonna stay. It also locks the housing onto the base so it can't slide off. Like I slid it on, it's not gonna move. Now, I'm gonna turn this so you guys can see it a little bit better towards you. But the little pieces, the Spiralizer comes with 3 different cuts, and they all nest and lock together like this. And the greatest thing about this is the tops are not sharp, but underneath are where the blades are going to be. So when they're closed like this, you're not going to take a chance of getting cut. They just snap off of each other. Now, I know it's probably going to be really hard for you guys to see on the video, but right here on the top of your Spiralizer pieces are little indentions and kind of like little pictures. And this is showing you that this is a very thin cut. So that one is going to make like zoodles. It's going to make like spaghetti noodles out of zucchini and squash, that kind of thing. This one right here has no emblem, so it's going to be a ribbon cut, which is what we're going to use tonight. And then this one has thick cuts. So this one's going to be more of a thicker zoodle versus the smaller one. Okay, so you have 2 different sizes on that. And I'm not going to use those, so I'm going to set them aside. But once you pick which cut you want to use, you're simply going to hold it by this large tab up here, and these 2 little feet you're going to go from the inside, if you can see, and it's going to snap right into place. So it kind of looks tricky and kind of confuses people because it looks like it goes on the outside, but it really does go on the inside, and it snaps right into place. Okay, so that's what you're going to show your customers first. Then you're going to take a potato. All right, so this is a huge honking potato. This is not going to fit into my Spiralizer, so I'm going to cut it in half. Cut it, and then I'm also going to cut the end off so this is flat. Okay, I don't want to waste too much potato, so I'm just going to cut the end. So now it's going to be flat on both sides. Now, this piece right here, this is sharp, but it's not going to cut you sharp. I mean, if I've slid my hands across it, it might, but I can touch it and it's not going to cut me. But the greatest thing about that is that's where you're going to line up your potato, and you're going to stab it into there and push it into this piece right here. Okay, so inside of your little top, your cut is a little prong that you're going to kind of push it into. And once you get it in, you're going to turn this to lock. This is a lock position. Okay, now the handle, this little Spiralizer, will not come out, so it's locked in place. Now inside of every one of your cuts is a little circle hole that you're going to stick a skewer down in, just like this. Okay, so they already built that into it, so it's really easy to use. So I'm going to try to show you guys how to do this, give myself a little bit more room. So I'm locked into place. I'm going to take my skewer and I'm going to stick it into the hole just like that. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to start turning my potato. Okay. Now I'm using the ribbon cut. Okay. And after a couple times, it starts to go, and you guys can see that it's going on to my skewer. You guys can see that? Yes? All right. So isn't that cool? And it's going to automatically unlock. So see if you can hear it. Okay, it just snapped and unlocked. So now it moves. Okay, so it's done. I'm going to pull my skewer out, and look how beautiful that is. It's a Texas tornado twist, right? A potato twist. And so you can kind of separate it out. Now you could definitely fry this if you wanted to, but what the recipe calls for is to take a piece of Ultra Pro, lay your skewer on your Ultra Pro like this, fan out your potato wedges, or excuse me, tornado twist here. We're going to fan those out some. And then we're going to take some of our oil. Let me move this out of the way. And you will have a piece at the end that you can, you can dice and use in something, another recipe if you want to. So you're going to take your oil, and you're just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil, or if you wanted to use some flavored oils, you're going to drizzle it over your potato like so. And then you're going to take a flavoring. So I thought it might be nice to use, like, our in our recipe group, that you can go into the Bravo page and go under recipes, or you can go into the Facebook page of Tupperware recipes. There's seasoning blends, and the hickory barbecue blend is one of my favorites. So you can take that hickory barbecue blend, you can take Steak and Chop, you can take Southwest Chipotle, you could just take some garlic salt if you wanted to, and we're just going to sprinkle this over our wedges, or excuse me, our spiral, get it nice and coated. And then all we're going to do is we can put this in the oven if we wanted to, because Ultra Pro can go in the oven, or we can put it in the microwave for 4 to 5 minutes and just watch until it gets crisp. Okay, so I'm going to put it in the microwave, Judy, for about 5 minutes, and I'll kind of keep checking on it, and then when we're done, I can show you guys.